Day 132. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch up and secure the outlets to the walls. That way they're flush with the plates on them. Then also what I'm going to do is look and see how I can basically make the step up for my shower pan. And as you can now see, that is pretty flush and nicely flat with it. All I had to do was basically bend the metal a little bit by screwing in those deck screws. No, those drywall screws, sorry. And I did that, and then also I took this off again and made sure that the Smurf tube, the wire tubing, was out of the way because it was pushing up against that a little bit. So I made sure that, and then I also used the hammer to make sure to push it back all the way in, to press a little bit against the insulation, I think, maybe. And yeah, it's pretty good. Now, 4 more to go. And now they're all secure. And basically my big test, which I've done to some of them as you may have seen, but my big test is to pull this out very harshly. So plug it in and see right there, I don't think I screwed that one in. That's a good way, well, a good reason why you do the test. The test is going to begin again. Yeah, here we go. I'm so glad I did that test because I knew that I didn't do it. Well, I found out. That one's pretty good as well. Let's go to the other one, which is right here. That one's really good. Let's go to the other one right here. That one's good too, which is really good because that's my probably basic bedroom plug-in. And also, here's another one for this serious stuff right here. That one's great as well. So I'll go ahead and say, oh, I did tell everyone I had thought about moving this one to around here, but at the same time, I was just kind of thinking that it might be an issue because I can easily remove that little section or like pull it out just a little bit so I can see around the plywood for the CSST or the propane pipeline and also the water. But here it would be a lot more difficult for me to see it. So that's why I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put it here. And I did. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, you know what? Let me move this real quick. Like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Starbucks and have myself some coffee and just sit there and do some more YouTubing and research, because I want to figure out basically just how to put this right here, like wood right here and right here, so it's nice and secure. And then I just screw in the sidings right there and right there, right there, and then silicone, and then my shower pan would be mounted. So that's good. But I'm gonna go relax and drink some coffee and do some more research. I'll see you guys later. So I didn't get a chance to think about my shower pan because I had an issue with, well, here's another one, a Gotcha Ranger. I bought it, I had another one, but for this some reason, they always have an issue where one of the battery connectors for the Gotcha device just doesn't work. So it's not soldered correctly. So what I'm gonna do is I bought a solder. I bought some good rosin. Wow, resin. And what I'm gonna do, actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Best if I just have to wipe it off for a second because I don't really need those too much. And honestly, it's just coffee, so it's liquid. Put it on there like that, and it'll clean it a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do is solder this wire right here. Bring you guys closer. This unsoldered wire to this section right here. So I'm gonna put it in time lapse. Yeah, I took two classes when I was in high school for electronics, and also I had some stuff I did with the US Army, but now that was perfect. I'm really happy about that, and I'm gonna go make it more secure by using electrical vinyl tape to go around the pieces that connect together and still cause an issue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that nothing is able to touch. And yes, this is all for Pokemon Go, but just let you see it. I'm connected. So that's one thing solved. Now I'm going to, well, possibly later I'll fix the other one that I had previously, but also I'm now going to figure out about the shower pan and that issue. So what I think I figured out is I have enough spare 2x4s, and I'm going to put them right here, and I'm going to bolt that with the Craig, not bolt it, but screw it with the Craig so it's an extension. It has more of an extension piece. Basically this piece to this piece right here, like that. And after that, I will probably be putting these right here, and I will form them to shape so they're exact. And I'll just have them turned around, so I'll cut them right there where they need to, so they're exact. And also, I'm going to silicone it, and also I'm going to stain this stuff. That way there's no issue. So, I think I figured it out. that's complete. Like that. And it goes into there, and I'm not going to screw it in. I did the correct jig right there to make it so I can just screw in easily to that area right there, so it'll stay fit. And we use silicone right here, silicone right here. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue, really. Maybe a little bit, actually, right there. There you go. It makes it a lot easier. So silicone right there. And now what I'm going to do is stain it. And now I realize I have to wait again for it to dry. But then I can do the two. Well, actually, I should just go ahead and use the 2x2s and make the thing that I'm going to put on top of it, and then have that stand already so they're drying at the same time ish, sort of, and then I can just put it all together and then go from there. So that's what I'm going to try and do, I think. Now I know the 2x2 section of it, I have to figure out how to fabricate it on the top so it's completely even with each with the 2x4 end. But yeah, I just went ahead and did that. And also I know even if I have to cut it, I'll cut the insides of it and then make it so that I stain the insides of it as well, I guess. Yeah, or I'll figure out some other way to make it work and see if I can just make it work with how it is. I'll see if I can figure that out. But now I gotta wait, finally, again. So now I figured out exactly what was the issue. The negative coming off the battery in the other Ranger, Gotcha Ranger that I had, was just pulled off apparently. So I'm just going to resolder it to it. Here we go. So now the light works, which tells me that the battery is connected well, but the Gotcha piece that actually starts the whole device for me to connect it and everything is not connected well. So I think it might just be right here, the negative for the yeah, that just pulled right off really simply. So what I'll do, you always twist it like this, and then I'll go ahead and time lapse. And now after both of those disconnected, I just figured out by looking at the other one which wire went to which, and I'm going to make it that because I had to remove the wire skin of it a little bit to actually see the wires and which one was actually connecting and not. So here I go. And now that works. So what I'm going to do now I've done all this is I'm going to tape it separately, yes, and then I'm going to put it all back together and make sure it's very clamped in itself and it's secure. So here I go. All right, and that one seems pretty good now. Yep, and this is what it looks like now. Not bad at all, honestly. Now, the only thing I have to do, really, is figure out how to screw, well, yeah, probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to leave it like this, because I don't really care if it's got like a little bit of a lip to it, like that. And that encompasses that, and that encompasses that, so that's very nice to me. And it's good that it has a little bit of spare extra step to it, so you just don't trip on a 1/8 piece of plastic. I'll say that. You have almost 2 inch of wood, so that's better than not. Now what I'm going to do is screw it all together a little bit so the 2x2 does not get off the 2x4. So I just did one already, but a JRK screw right through there. These are the 2.5 inch ones. So I'm going to do it here too, like this, and you do it right at the middle part, and you do it at a slight angle going inwards because that's where the 2x4 is. So here we go. It's pretty nice, and honestly now, that's all one piece. It fits perfectly to that corner, and I had my shoe up against the side right here so it would not give any way or any way for it to move basically. So now what I'm going to do, alright, this is just dirt. Yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm probably going to drill this side in this way with these Phillips head screws that really suck. I'll just go ahead and be honest. They always basically make it so they just don't have any good grip on themselves. So I'm gonna just try it, I guess. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try these hex heads. Let me get the attachment piece real quick for them. They're 5/16 attachment heads, like this. And these, well, they're self-drilling, so that might help with the side over here. I'll see. And if not, I'll undo them because hex heads aren't gonna strip too much. I'll say that. All right, that's like that. All right, I'll move you guys over so you can see. Should be right here is where I'm gonna do it. Right there. So I'm just going to screw this. Oh, I gotta move you guys more again. Screw this into here like this. Just need to get a good angle to do it. There we go. Like that. And see how it's pushing up against it a little bit now? And undo it. Undo it more so it doesn't have any way it can push up against. Put my foot against it really hard on the other side. You see, there's the issue. These hex heads have a fat head and it's not letting me put them through, so I'm gonna go get the other screws and sadly do that. And now that's not moving at all. It'll move this way a little bit, but I have screws on that side I can do too. So, you know, I'm probably gonna wait until after I test the shower and everything else, but I would say that's pretty much done. I took the shower head off, the Nebula by Moem. I took it off, and also I disconnected the piece right there. So now I can watch and see minutely, but I can see if there's any issues with the water when I get it started. So now what I'm gonna do is complete this. We'll screw it first and then complete it. So I don't think it just worked when I pressed record earlier. I definitely did. But now what I'm doing is going over where I caulked with the silicone. And using a plastic bag as a glove because I gotta do this quick. Because, yeah, it dries a little fast. And also I just want most of the silicone to be kind of even-ish, so that way it's not on the upper side of the wood. And I can always mess with it a little bit and get it off, but I'd rather just do that while I'm doing this. Actually, I need to exactly do it like this. If I get it all over my fingers, it's not the end of the world, so I'll just deal with it. It's getting the excess off a little bit. Now I'm gonna find a good, there we go. This is a good spot where I can just scrape it off. And one thing good about these claws is they're good for scraping away stuff like that. And the other side, I'll just patch it up later. I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably sand it or something. But that looks pretty good to me. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much accomplished. And I'm gonna call it. It's a day. And also, this is how this turned out. I am really happy with how this all turned out. Yeah, so I got a couple ideas coming up about what to do next. You guys will see me tomorrow.